Hi, it's Judy. Welcome to my channel and I hope you're having a lovely day. Today I've been working with high-end products and to create this look. I don't have a huge amount in terms of high-end products, but I think I've done a pretty good job with this one. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this look and the products that I used, then please stay tuned. I sell unique products, so I will be doing a comparison of these high-end products with my unique products so that we can see a side-by-side comparison of how they work together. I believe very much that although I buy unique products, they need to work with what I've already got because I have quite a bit of stuff. So I hope that you enjoy this channel and just keep watching. Thanks. Okay, let's get on with this. Right. Now, here's a little tip for you. If you want to try out high-end makeup, but you don't want to invest a huge amount of money, there is one way that you can do this. You can go to the various different counters in the stores and see if they will do you a sample pot of items for you to take away and try out before you buy it. And there is no obligation for you to go back and buy the stuff. The other thing that you can do is look out for little deals. So like, for example, I picked up Benefit's Porefessional primer in a little tiny pot. There is 7.5 mils in here, and I think I paid £9 for it. And the full Benefit Professional primer will set you back £26 in its full size. So you can get some little deals for things. Also, wait for items to come out in little kits. I have, again, from Benefit, I bought this years ago. This is now discontinued, called The Realness of Concealness, and it came with a colour corrector and a concealer in there, and then 3 little sample pots of some of their products. And I will list all of the products that are in here. One of them is discontinued, but I'll list all of the other products in the description so that you can investigate those in their full size if you wish. There are also a number of online companies who will offer you a deal for a small amount of money. You can choose some samples from their high-end range and they will send them to you for the cost of postage. I can't remember the name of the company that I used the last time, but if I can find it, I'll put it in the description box. And you get tiny, tiny little samples. This is the Amazing Concealer, but you get a little strip of 4 or 5 different colours to try out. I'm going to go for the lightest in the options because looking at them, they're going to be too dark. So those are the ways that you can try out the high-end makeup. Of course, if you want to try out unique product, which is also classed as high-end, you can always get in contact with your local presenter or me, and I will be more than happy to come around and do a one-to-one with you, and you can try out everything that I have available. And if I don't have something that's available, you can let me know in advance and I can get it for you and we can try it out and see how it works for you. So I've moisturised today. I've put on some Body Shop moisturiser with a sun protection factor in it. And I just want to try out a few bits and pieces before we go any further. I've got this item from Benefit called Ola Lift, which I got in my little, it's called an under eye depuffer. And I have to say, there are some days where this could be very useful. Let's see if this is any good. This is all very old, so I've got no idea if it's going to work, but some of it may have gone off. But I've been trying to use up what I've got before I go out and buy new stuff. Okay, I have a funny feeling this is not going to work because I think it's gone off. But we'll put it on. It doesn't smell bad. Still smells fine. Slightly. And then I've got, again from Benefit, I've got this Stay Flawless 15-hour primer. And I'm tempted to use it, but I think I'll do that as a separate video on poreless primers, because what I want to do is I want to try out the Estee Lauder. They do a colour matching service like Boots do for their foundations, and they've given me, this is the Double Wear Stay in Place Liquid Foundation in Desert Sand. The full bottle of this will cost you £32.50. So they realise that it is an investment, and they've given me a 4ml container, which they say will do me 10 days worth of makeup to try. But they also say that it works best with their primer. So they've given me a little sample of their Matifier primer, which retails for £25. So let's go with the Matifier primer to start with. So let's get it onto the face and see what happens. Just put a couple of dots. And since I want to make sure that my T-zone stays mattified, I'll concentrate on that. But you know, that was tiny, that was just off the inside of the lid. I've barely even touched what was in the pot, so that will last a long time. Okay, now that we've gone in with a primer, we're going to go in with a foundation, and I'm just going to choose a foundation brush. This one looks as though it will do. And I'm going to put this onto my face. Ooh, let's see. Let's tip it out onto my hand and see what it looks like. Oh, it's quite liquid, very liquid, quite like the Unique, actually. So you can see that there. Right. Dot it around. And we're back. I've got my beauty blender now. This is the number 7 beauty blender. I've dampened it so it's nice and moist and ready to go. So here we go. Now, she did tell me that this is a buildable foundation. It's supposed to be full coverage. But I can tell you now it's not. I'm going to have to go in with another layer. The nice thing about the high-end stuff and being able to get samples of some things is that, particularly with colours, concealers and foundations, is that when you go into the department stores, normally there's no natural light. And of course, you can't actually see what the colour looks like on your skin. So this way you can get a little sample pot and take it home, where in the normal light conditions that you normally wear your foundation, and see if it works for you. I have to say I'm not disappointed by the colour match here, but the coverage isn't fantastic. I'm feeling as though it might possibly cake up on me because I don't have flawless, perfect skin by any stretch of the imagination. I think that shade might be just a little bit too dark for me. I might need to go down a shade if I was going to do that. So what I can do is I can go back into the Estee Lauder counter at my local Debenhams and ask for the shade, the next shade down from Desert Sand, bring that home and try that out. Okay, so then again in my little benefit realness of concealness, I've got an eyelid primer which is called Boying Industrial Strength Concealer. I have a funny feeling that this is going to be too dark. I don't think I ever got round to using this as a concealer because it was too dark for my skin tone. Yeah. So I'm not going to use that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if the Amazing Concealer in Fair Golden is light enough. I believe that they do lighter shades. And if I can ever get into this packet, we'll find out if this suits me. Okay. I have a friend who swears by this stuff, so hopefully. So, I don't have any high-end brow items, so I'm just going to take, this is the Soap and Glory Archery Brow Pencil, which for me is very close in style and flavour and everything to the Unique brow pencil that I have. So I will at some stage do a direct comparison. It is also almost identical to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. So if you are, and I've tested out with a friend who owns that, ran the two alongside of each other, and they're about the same consistency. And this is the dark chocolate, and she has, I think it's the medium brown in the Anastasia Beverly, and they are almost absolutely identical. Okay, let's just brush those out a bit. They don't look quite so. You want your brows to look as though they're not penciled in, unless you're going for that whole Instagram eyebrows look, which I don't. Okay, so that just softens that up. Right, what I have got as a brow product is, this is from Bobbi Brown. This is the Natural Brow Shaper. And this has lasted forever. It's lovely. It's just a spoolie brush, and there's a tiny, tiny amount of product on it, but it just coats the hairs. The pencil's great because it coats the skin. But this is great because it A, brushes the brows into shape, but also coats the hair with just a bit of product so that you look as though your hairs are darker. So if you've got blonde hair in your eyebrows, but the rest of your hair is dark, then this is a great product because it just coats the hair, makes the hair look natural. Right, so then we're going to go in with Bobbi Brown. Again, I had a phase where I really, really liked, I still like Bobbi Brown, but it's expensive. So I'm just going to show to you, I bought this palette. This was my go-to palette for a long time. You can see I've loved it and really, really loved it. This was an airline exclusive it's called the Nude on Nude Eye Palette, and it had 5 colours in it. You could only buy it on an airplane, so every time I flew anywhere, which wasn't very often, but you know, about once a year, I'd go through and I'd buy that. So then when they discontinued that, they brought out this, you can buy a palette for £7 and then put 4 colours. They also do a 6 colour and they do an 8 colour, which are more expensive. And you choose which colours you want to put into it. So what I did was I tried to match up the 5 colours that I'd had, or my 4 favourite colours from the 5 colour palette. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with my favourite fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into this light colour here, which is called Bone. And I'm just going to, no I'm not, I've got an eye primer, haven't I? I've got an, in my Realness of Concealness, Benefit do their Lemonade Eye Correcting Eye Colour Primer. So I'm just going to start with that. Put it on the end of a finger, because your finger, the warmth of your finger will melt it down slightly. And then we're just going to go in and prime those eyelids. So this is similar to the Colour Tattoo from Maybelline that I used in the supermarket colour, and it's similar to the Splurge, the I can't remember the name of it now, but the Splurge that I used in the Unique makeup video. So I will put a link to both of those videos there, and you can see how I worked with them there. So again, same thing, only need a tiny amount. I mean, this has lasted absolutely years, and I know it's lasted years because it's so old that it doesn't really have any dates on it at all. You know, back in the days when they didn't put dates on makeup. Right, so now we're going to go in with that Bone. So let's grab the Bone again. Sorry, I'm a little bit away with the fairies this morning. I'll try and pull myself together and... Okay, I'm just going to cover the entire lid with that colour. Okay, and now for my transition colour, I'm going to go in with... I'm going to try and use colours that haven't been discontinued. So I'm going to go in with Cement, which is a kind of grey brown. Makes a very good transition. Same fluffy brush, and I'm just going to go in just above my crease and halfway up my lid. Because I have hooded eyes, I don't very often put a colour on my actual lid, as you'll probably have found out, unless I certainly don't use a transition colour on my lid. The other thing about metallic colours and shimmer colours is when you've got this many wrinkles on your eyelids, as I have, quite often you'll find that all the shimmers just enhance your eyelids. Bobbi Brown has actually her raison d'etre, her reason for living, basically, for makeup has been to produce makeup that works for all faces, but particularly works for older faces. And she has a philosophy, although she does have shimmers in her ranges, her philosophy is that matte is best for an older face because it doesn't enhance the wrinkles. She's all about the no makeup look, which is really fun sometimes. I kind of like flummoxing. Right, so now I'm going in with Taupe, and I'm just darkening up that crease. And then I'm going to go in with a, let's see, I'm going to go in with a thinner brush, my normal kind of fine brush. That same, we'll start with the same cement and go under the lash line. And we'll just do the same thing into the taupe and not go quite as far. So then I've got a single colour that's Mulberry, and if any of the colours in this palette run out, I can always pop this one out of its palette here and pop it into there. So, or if I'm travelling and I want this colour with me, I can pop out one of the colours and put the Mulberry in to replace it. It's quite a good system, actually. Right, so we're just going to go in with the Mulberry. I think I want a slightly fluffy brush. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my Mary Kay crease brush, which I've had again for years. We're just going to go in and purple up some of that corner and into the lid. Having just said I don't go in on my lid. I'm not going on my lid with a shimmer today at all. I'm going to go for a matte makeup look today. The thing I'll say for the Bobbi Brown shadows is they blend beautifully. They're very buildable and they blend up nicely. And I'm going to go in with that fine brush, go back into the Mulberry and just smoke that out a little underneath the eyelid as well, on the lower eyelid. And then finally I'm going to go back to my palette of 4, and I've got in the top corner here this lovely dark colour called Black Plum. So again, I'm going to go in with that fine brush that I've got. I'm going to kind of use this as a bit like an eyeliner, and then I'm just going to take a small amount up into that crease to just smoke out the corner. Now to blend that all, because I want it to blend up nicely, I'm just going to go back in, just tap it gently into the bone, and I'm just going to smoke that all out, blend it all up. Just the tiniest touch with the bone, because you just want to smoke out those colours and blend them all together. Now I'm in 2 minds about my concealer. I'm think I might try this amazing concealer, but I have a funny feeling that it's going to be too dark. Let's give it a shot, see what happens. Well, it matches my skin tone quite nicely, but generally under the eyes, I kind of want to go for something that lightens those dark circles. So I'm not particularly happy with that. So what we'll do is we'll just use the slightly damp beauty blender to kind of take out the excess on that. Can you see that? It's all wrinkling up. So let's do a little bit of remedial work here. Okay, so that's just a bit of micellar water on a cotton rondelle to just lift out that stuff. And I think what I'll do is I'll go in with the Benefit High Beam. No, not the Benefit High Beam. I'm in a dilemma. Okay, let's go worst for worst. I have here the Bobbi Brown Stick Foundation. Again, beautiful product that I have used and loved for many years. And what I'll just do, oh yeah, that's a nice lighter colour. And it's going to need some blending in. Oh, that's nice. Okay, just take a bit more on this outer corner here. And I think what I'll have to do is I'll have to set this fairly quickly so that it doesn't crease too much. But that's brightening up my under eye area much more like I expected it to. Get your English right, Judy. You might be Australian, but you can still speak English. Oh, that's much better, yes. Needs just a little bit of blending out. So again, this time I'm not going to swipe with the Beauty Blender, I'm just going to pat. And I'm going to set that. I have the Bobbi Brown Nude Finish Illuminating Powder in Bare. Again, a very much loved product. This is an expensive product, so I don't buy it very often. This is £40. It has 3 colours in the concealer, in the powder, that when blended together give you a nice gentle colour and a slight, ever so slight shimmer. It's not a highlighter, it is a finishing powder. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and use this concealer colour that's in the Benefit section, which is Boing, BOI-ING concealer. And it comes in various different shades, but this one looks as though it might possibly do me as a contour. No, nothing's showing up. Okay, so rethink that one. So I think what we will do is I'll go back to my my beautiful old Bobbi Brown. Now the colour that is in this one is Espresso, and that is available still as a Bobbi Brown colour. So if you particularly like this colour for either as a shadow or as a contour, you can still get it. Okay, I'm just going to go in with a... So if I remember correctly, this one's very pigmented, so I want to go carefully. got quite a grey cast to it, so I will need to blush this up. No, it's too much of a grey cast. I want to go for a warmer colour. So this is just a day of fails, isn't it? Yeah, I know. If I just forked out and got myself a proper contour. So I'm going to go in with the, is this the taupe? Yes, this is the taupe. That's better. Okay, and we're just going to contour up the side of the face. That's actually probably a little bit dark now. When in doubt, get your beauty blender back out. And because it's slightly damp, you can still take a bit of the stuff off. And I'll just go in with a fluffier brush. This is a Mary Kay powder brush. Yep. So one of the other discontinued products that I'm going to try in here is from Benefit, is the Lip Plump. And this is discontinued, I'm afraid. But it's a great little... They do various other lip plumpers now, and one of the ones I'm enjoying at the moment is the Sexy Mother Pucker, which if I'd remembered I would have grabbed it out of my kit and we would have used that instead of this one. Probably not a good idea to try and use a discontinued product. Okay, so I've got two possible lipsticks to work with. I've got from Kat Von D the Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the colour Vampira, and that's just stunningly beautiful as a colour. It's a very deep blood red. Goes on quite pinky and then dries into a very, very nice deep vampire red. Or I've got the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick. I'm really liking liquid lipsticks. They're very versatile. And this one's in the colour Unicorn. And it's just a beautiful pinky purple. And I think that's the one I'm going to go for because, let's face it, everything these days is pinky purple. So it smells amazing. Bit grainy. Doesn't feel like a smooth liquid. But it kind of works. Right, now, some of the things I don't have. I don't have a mascara. I don't have a eyeliner, and I don't have a blusher that are technically classed as high-end, even high-end at the pharmacy level. So I'm just going to stop the video for a bit, finish off my makeup, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've just put on a bit of blusher, a bit of mascara, and a bit of eyeliner, and I'm just going to finish off hopefully with this Benefit High Beam, which is supposed to be a lovely... I have a funny feeling it's also gone, so... Oh. Wow. Oh, when they say high beam, they're not joking, are they? Oh, I like that one. I might have to buy the full bottle of that one. That's amazing. A bit more on this side because you can never have too much bling. Oh, I wish I'd remembered this. Okay, just a little bit on the inner corners of my eyes. A little bit on the end of the nose. Ooh. and just a little bit in the middle of the lips. So there we go. That's the final look. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, please give this a thumb up. Please subscribe down below, and if there's any questions that I can answer for you or you've got anything nice to say, then please leave a comment below. I read through all the comments and I will respond. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!